You know that feeling, right? You have this huge, important goal, you can almost taste it, but for whatever reason, you just can't get yourself to start. It's like there's this giant gap between who you are right now and who you know you could be. Well, today, we're going to build the bridge across that gap. This is all about the architecture of action.
It's that feeling of just being stuck. You're spinning your wheels. Maybe even feel a little bit broken, Like something inside just isn't clicking. You know you're meant for more, but day after day, it's the same old story. It is so frustrating, and trust me, you are not alone in feeling this way.
For a lot of us, that stuck feeling has a very specific name: procrastination. And listen, it's not just about being lazy. It's this vicious cycle. We put off a task, and that makes us anxious. And the more anxious we get, the bigger and scarier the task seems, so we avoid it even more. It's a trap that just keeps us stuck.
And that, of course, just kills our motivation. I mean, when every single important task feels like trying to climb Mount Everest, your brain naturally starts looking for an escape hatch. You know you should do the thing, but the energy, it just isn't there. And that inaction makes you feel like a failure, which, you guessed it, drains your motivation even more.
And this lack of control, it bleeds into everything, especially our money. Think about it. If we can't get ourselves to do the small daily things, how are we supposed to manage our finances? Bills get paid late, we blow money on stuff we don't need just for a quick dopamine hit, and that financial stress just adds this huge weight on top of everything else. It's a massive red flag that the whole system needs a fix. So what is the master key that unlocks this whole mess? It's not about finding more motivation. It's not about being talented or getting lucky. It's the one skill that makes every other skill actually work: self-discipline. This is the blueprint we need.
So check this out. There was this researcher, Kurt Koppmeyer, who spent over 50 years, studying what makes people successful. He documented almost 1,000 different principles: goal setting, positive thinking, you name it. But when he was asked, what's the number one most important principle of them all? This is it. This is the big secret. Without self-discipline, all those other strategies, all your big dreams and plans, they just fall apart. It is the foundation that everything else has to be built on. It's where it all begins.
And this is so important to understand. Self-discipline is not some magic personality trait that some people have and others don't. No way. It's a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. It's really just about making the choice to go for what you want most over what you want right now. Okay, so if it's a skill, a muscle, how do we train it? Well, you build a system. You stop relying on random bursts of willpower, and instead, you create daily routines that pretty much run on autopilot. That's how you make discipline your default setting. Let's look at what that actually looks like.
A really powerful system comes from Robin Sharma's book, The 5 a.m. Club. It's called the 20-20-20 formula. It's simple. You dedicate the first hour of your day to 3 20-minute blocks. First, 20 minutes of intense exercise to wake your brain up. Then, 20 minutes to reflect. Journaling, meditating, whatever, to get clear. And finally, 20 minutes to grow, like reading a book, to sharpen your mind.
And hey, that move part doesn't have to be some crazy intense thing. You don't need to suddenly become a marathon runner. A simple beginner's workout done for just 2 weeks is more than enough to build some serious momentum. The goal isn't to be perfect, the goal is just to start.
And we apply that exact same logic to our money. If you want to stop wasting it, you need a system. It can be as simple as this. Write down what's coming in and write down what's going out. That's it. Just the act of tracking it is an act of discipline, and it puts you right back in control.
But, okay, if it's all so simple, why does it feel so incredibly hard sometimes? Well, it's because there are very real psychological forces working against you, and understanding what they are is the absolute first step to beating them. Let's pull back the curtain on what's going on in your brain. First up is something called willpower fatigue. I want you to think of your self-control like your phone's battery. You wake up in the morning, you're at 100%. But every single decision, saying no to the donut at work, trying to stay focused in a boring meeting, being patient in traffic, it drains that battery. By the end of the day, you're running on fume.
This famous study shows it perfectly. They had 2 groups of people. One group had to use their willpower to resist eating these amazing fresh-baked cookies and eat radishes instead. The other group, they just got to eat the cookies. Afterwards, both groups were given a really hard puzzle to solve. And guess what? The radish eaters gave up way sooner. Why? Their willpower battery was totally drained from resisting the cookies.
Then there's the status quo bias. Basically, our brains are wired for survival, and a huge part of that is sticking with what we know, what feels safe and familiar. So even if your current habits are making you totally miserable, they're your habits. Your brain will subconsciously fight you on changing them because the unknown just feels risky.
And finally, we have false hope syndrome. Oh man, we've all been here. This is when you say, okay, that's it. Starting Monday, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m., hit the gym for 2 hours, meditate for an hour, and only eat kale. We set this ridiculously high bar that's impossible to keep up. So when we fail, and we will, we don't think the plan was bad. We think we're the failure.
So, knowing all of that, the willpower fatigue, the bias, the false hope, how in the world do we fight back? How do we take control and turn these ideas into actual, real-world change? All right, let's put all the pieces together.
It really boils down to a few critical habits. Number 1, lock in a morning routine like that 20-20-20 formula we talked about. 2, get organized. A cluttered space leads to a cluttered mind, and that just drains your precious energy. 3, read. Seriously, investing in your own learning pays the best interest. And finally, you have to understand the 40% rule. This is a mental model that comes from Navy SEALs, so you know it's legit. The rule is this. When your mind is screaming at you to stop, to give up, whether you're on a run, in the middle of a tough project, whatever, you need to remember that you've only actually used about 40% of what you're truly capable of. Your mind quits way before your body does. Pushing past that 40% wall is how you build real mental toughness.
And at the end of the day, that's all discipline really is. It's a choice. It's a trade. You're trading the easy, temporary comfort of doing nothing for the deep, long-term satisfaction of achieving something real. Yeah, it's uncomfortable in the moment, but that discomfort, that's the price of admission for growth. And this just nails the final point. We can't always control what happens to us. We can't control the economy or the weather or other people. But the one thing, the only thing we always have 100% control over is ourselves, our own actions, our own habits, our own discipline. That's all on us.
Every single day, you are laying another brick. Every small, disciplined choice you make today becomes part of the strong foundation for your tomorrow. The person you want to be in 5 years, that person is being built right now by the tiny decisions you're making today. So the only question is, what are you going to build?